A car wash at noon looks full. Cars sit in a line. A board shows a price. A dirty car rolls in. A shiny car rolls out. People pay and leave. This is the picture people keep. This is what they think the business is. A packed noon. A busy tunnel. That must be the money. Out front, a board. A wash has a price. You have seen that board. Everyone has. I will not paint a number I did not see. The digits on the board are the hook. They say this is a shop. They say you can pull in right now and leave clean. Then you pay. The tunnel takes the car. Water hits the glass. Soap, air. You drive out wet and bright. You go home. It feels like you bought a clean car. One trip, one price. Most people think you get paid when the line is long. More cars at noon, more cash. A line at the gate, a line in the tunnel. Noon looks like a store at rush hour. That is the easy story. It is easy because it looks true. If the packed hour was the whole story, the cash would rise and fall with the cars. Noon would be payday. 2 o'clock would be a dead hour. You would live on the rush and starve on the quiet. But look at the same tunnel at 2 in the afternoon. Same lights, same rent on the lease, same water. Almost nobody is there. One car, maybe. The line is gone. The lot is quiet. The tunnel sits open and still. You could pull in and not wait. You could take any lane. The lights are still on. The pumps are still on. Water sits in a room that is mostly empty. It does not look like a gold mine. The tunnel did not get smaller. The lights did not leave. The rent for the lot did not leave. The cars left. The rush is gone. The tunnel did not leave with it. The picture starts to look off. This is still the same wash you saw at noon. Same tunnel. Same board. Same wet floor. The owner is not running a spa. The owner is running a tunnel. At noon, the tunnel looks too small. At 2, the tunnel looks too big. A worker hoses a pad that sat still since lunch. A sign talks to no one. The lot sits almost empty. Why would a wash keep a tunnel that sits quiet for hours? Why would the lights stay on if the cars stopped coming? Stop for a second. Have you ever driven past a wash at 2 and seen the lot half dead? Same place that was slammed at lunch. Put the town below, because the rent did not care what time it was. The board still showed a price. The tunnel still sat open. The lights still burned. A pad still sat at the gate, waiting for the next car. A shop that sold only the wash you bought today would hate this picture. Empty hours would hurt. This shop does not look hurt. The lights stay on. The lease stays. The pad stays at the gate. Look at one car that is still there. Look at the glass, the front glass, the windshield. A little tag sits on that glass. Not a hang tag on the mirror. A small mark on the windshield. Operators do not treat this like selling one wash at noon. They treat it like a list that keeps moving even when the tunnel is still. Here is the turn. They are not selling a wash. The posted wash is bait. The sticker is the till. Same car. Every month. Even if it does not come. They put a price on a wash so you drive in. They put a sticker on your glass so you pay when you do not. The product is the monthly club, not the wash. The company that said this out loud is Mr. Car Wash. The stock trades on NASDAQ. The ticker is MCW, not the New York Exchange. In the 2025 yearly report, the 10K, filed February 27, 2026, they said they raised club share from 74% to 76% of total wash sales. Say the year with me. 2025. Same report, Risk page. The club was 76% of wash sales in 2025. They estimate the average club member spends about 7 times the average retail wash buyer. Same filing, different page. They estimate the average club member spends more than 4 times the retail buyer. Same year. 2 spend lines, about 7 times, more than 4 times. I will not pick one and hide the other. They also said this: about 2.3 million members, North America's largest monthly car wash subscription. They call it the Unlimited Wash Club, UWC. Spring 2026, the next quarter report, the 10Q, filed May 1st. The club was still 76% of wash sales. It had been 73% in the same quarter a year before. Members sat at 2,468,000. Sites sat at 549. The last quarter of 2025 alone was 79% of wash sales. Now look at how they book the cash. In that spring quarter, they booked $210,808,000 as money recognized over time. They booked $66,675,000 as money recognized at a point in time. The membership bill is the overtime line. At year end, they had about 2.3 million members and 548 sites. 2.3 million divided by 548. That is about 4,200 names on the book per site. A tunnel cannot hold 4,200 cars at once. I will not invent a cap. The tunnel is sized for the cars that show up. The cash is sized for the names that stay. That is the product. Here is how the bill works. You join. A sticker goes on the windshield. They call it an RFID tag. One car, personal use, not a hang tag on the mirror, the glass. The plan renews every month on its own. Auto renew. Cancel at least 7 days before the next bill, or they charge you again. No refunds for a month you skip. You pay if you come, you pay if you do not. Live terms. Their member page, dated October 21, 2025. The cheap posted wash is not the club. The base outside plan, base exterior, sits about $23 to $25 a month by city. Named cities went from $19.99 to $22.99. Orlando, Modesto, El Paso, Atlanta, and others. Maryland base sits at $24.99. I will not say $20 a month. That is not the live base. I will not paint a $12 single wash. I did not see a live board I can read. Same tunnel, same soap. A different number leaving the bank. Do not get lost in the extras. Wax is not 76%. Vacuums are a perk. Detail is the small room. Year end 2025. 485 express, 63 interior. The story is the monthly number and the sticker. Now the honest start. You cannot open a Mister. They own the stores. They do not sell franchises. They are going private. The merger date is February 17, 2026, $7 a share. The club math does not go away. The 2026 franchise filing for Tommy's Express puts the total investment at $3,482,389 to $11,846,697. Call it about $3.5 million to $12 million. Year 3 average sales about $1.79 million across 40 outlets. I will not sell you a Mr. Build cost. The yearly report does not print one, and I will not invent one. You are more likely to buy a live wash. Keep the tunnel, keep the members, sell the club. One named ask, Brooklyn, a 60-foot express tunnel. The listing is Headstone 72272. The ask is $950,000. That is an ask, not a sold price. The seller reported $500,000 in gross. The seller reported $140,000 in cash. Rent about $15,175 a month. 500 plus unlimited members already on the books. I will not turn those 500 into 76% for that shop. In 2025, sold washes on BizBuySell showed a median sold price of $700,000. Median sold earnings, $230,000. Self-serve, in-bay, tunnels, a category median. Not one deal. You can start this. You start it by buying a tunnel that already has a list. In the 2025 year, Mr. took in $1,051,700,000 in net sales. Sales at stores already open rose 2.9%, 548 sites in 21 states. $1,051,700,000 divided by 548. That is about $1.92 million in sales per site. I am showing the inputs. Spring 2026, still 76%. 2.47 million members, 549 sites. Sales at stores already open rose 3.9%. Then you live with the risks. Members can cancel anytime. The club is the engine and the choke point. I do not have a sourced quit rate. I will not invent a churn percent. I will not invent cars per year. Billing and cancel rules are under scrutiny. Auto-renew laws sit in the risk section of that yearly report. The report names California. A drought can cut the water. They do not own the tap. A new wash can open next door and take your cars. Weather hits. A one-site owner has no hedge. Rent does not quit. The Brooklyn ask rent is about $182,000 a year. A new branded tunnel is a seven-figure bet. It is not a night job. Go back to the tunnel. At noon, the line is packed. That is the story they sell. The board, the rush, the feeling that this is a busy shop. At 2, the tunnel is almost empty. Same lights, same rent. One sticker on one windshield. The posted wash is bait. The sticker is the till. 76% of wash sales set on the club in 2025. Still 76 in spring 2026. About 2.3 million names, then 2.47 million. The line at noon is the show. The card on file is the business. You do not need a packed tunnel all day. You need enough people on the bill and a tunnel that works for the ones who drive in. If you start this, start with a live list. Pay for a wash that already charges. Do not build a fantasy in a driveway. Do not wait for a Mr. Franchise. There is not one. The cheap board is the hook. The monthly charge is the product. I am Wolfe. We follow the money. Wolfe Business Journal.